15 degrees, you can see your breath. Out here in the lake effect, breaking tables like it's poetry. Where else would you rather be? Pinto, Ron, Elvis in the lay poncho. The members that you need to know. 'Cause once you out here now, your family. Where else would you rather be? Where else would you rather be?
Welcome into the Nickel City Crew. I am your host, Rob Crippen. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Nickel City Crew. This episode, along with all of our episodes, are presented by Crippen Legacy Entertainment here on Spreaker and StreamYard. We're so glad that you're joining us for some of your Buffalo Bills and NFL content again today. And as always, these are my Bills thoughts said out loud.
It's a vibe so ridiculous. Since 12 plus 83 was 6. The shout cracking like a symphony. Where else would you rather be?
All right, let's get straight to it. Really excited for tonight's episode. What an amazing game that was on Sunday night. Very improbable, not something that I expected to see. But I'm really excited that I stuck in there because I was losing faith for sure for a little bit of time. And wow, I mean, that's why what did Josh Allen say? Have a little faith, I guess. So joining me tonight, as always, my co-host, Riding Shotgun, Adam Dump Truck Rupsick. Check him out on Instagram and Twitter at Adam Rupsick, RUPCZYK. Holla at the crew, DT. What's good, man? Holla at the crew. What's up, man?
Yeah, 1-0, Rob. 1-0. That's what we wanted. That's what we needed. 1-0, Rob. So we're out here already into week 2 tonight. Great matchup in the NFC. Can't wait to break this last one down. It's going to be a long season, Rob. We're going to need the Rolades this year if it's going to be like that.
It's crazy because, I mean, DT, I was like, you saw my text messages and you saw what I was doing, man. I thought that everything that I was saying before that game was coming to pass. I said, the only team that can blow out the other would be the Ravens blowing us out, and it really looked like it was on that track. And not only did they come back, but the fashion in which they did was just so unexpected. Down 15 points in the fourth quarter with like 6 minutes or something like that, 5 and change to go. I never even saw it coming for sure. And when we scored, I was like, you know what? I told you, I was like, well, they're just going to go back down and score again on us. And it was just, I was definitely demoralized because of the fact that the defense just couldn't stop Henry and Jackson. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's Baltimore taking the foot off the gas or what it was, but they picked the wrong time to kind of sleep because 17 is a beast, man. He's unreal.
Dude, that fourth quarter was something else. But the pain I had in the seats, Rob, because last Friday, I sat here and I got a little loud with you. I got a little fired up about we don't need to be talking. I'm not talking about how I'm going to feel about a loss on Monday. We're going on here with confidence. We're educated, but we're confident. And are we going to have a game plan to keep the ball out of Lamar's hands? No, we're going to go out and get it done. And that was completely wrong for 85% of the game. You were exactly right, Rob. So kudos to you for 85% of the game. The last 15%, though, is the one that mattered. And what a game from literally start to finish. I mean, the first drive, a great return by Connington, touchdown within. It didn't even we're even sat down yet. Like, what are you doing? Like, nobody's even in there, and we're getting a 7-0. Okay, is this destiny? Is it going to be a great one of those historic perfect game blowout wins? And Lamar and the boys had something to say about it because they got that 14-point lead and kept it literally until that very end. And it goes really back to the first 2 possessions of, the Bills score. And then when they got the ball back the next 2 times, we're kind of, conservative and sucky. And that was the difference. Those 2 possessions were the 14 points the Ravens got. And they kept that 14-point lead, throughout the game until the miraculous comeback. But great game. I mean, this maybe the best 2 teams in the NFL, Rob. I mean, definitely a very, very, very complete team in Baltimore. So Glad we don't have to play them until the playoffs. If we do see them again, that's for damn sure. I don't need to see 22. I don't need to see 8. I don't need to see 4. I don't need to see anybody crazy on that defense either. So wild game. Wild game. They punched us. But not hard enough. They punched us, but not hard enough.
I mean, it's funny because I when I was watching now, I want the Bills to win, obviously, so I'm not looking to be right before they win, but it was kind of playing out the way that I thought that it would, and to a certain extent. I didn't expect us to get slammed in the face like they did in that respect, but I mean, it was just Henry that they were leaning on us. It seemed like that defensive line wasn't really up for it. Linebackers weren't up for it. And then the safeties definitely weren't up for it on the back end. And it was like a situation where I was like, well, man, this is going to be a blueprint that other teams are going to be trying to follow if they have the running game and the offensive line to do it, because this doesn't look good. And this looks like a team that's unprepared. Now, the comeback, DT, because you were there, and I know I was lamenting the fact that I was back here in Charlotte and I couldn't make it for the home opener, but boy, man, like, how was it in the stadium? Because I know that, we got the 92 comeback and the fans leave. And, what did Steve Tasker tell you? That 100,000 people will tell you that they were there that day, even though a bunch left. Did the stadium really clear out like it was when it was, 45, whatever it was? They were down 15, no. I know. Did it really clear out, or how was it?
No. I mean, people left for sure, but it wasn't, it was jam-packed in there. And it was – then, after that, it was like, okay, your shoulders were at least moved, like you couldn't see open sections or open seats, but it definitely felt a little looser in there. So yeah, people left for sure. And it's not anything against 1-7. It wasn't, there was no belief against 1-7. It was obviously the Ravens are going to get the ball and they're going to score, like it was. You're an idiot if you didn't say it at that point of the night. Like, they just gashed us in every way possible, and discouraging, definitely. And the defense, where I thought, hey, bend don't break. Well, they fucking broke a lot, Rob, and it did a lot of chasing. Like, that would be my word from the defense this week is chasing. They was just chasing the whole game. They were chasing Lamar, chasing Zay Flowers, chasing Derrick Henry. The whole game, it was just our defense chasing these studs, and not going to be tough to, have that Bengals mentality of last year, a crazy offense, a MVP caliber quarterback, and you can't stop anybody. Eventually, the NFL's good enough where even with Josh Allen, it might not be possible to go, some of these games where we should win it, but we got let the defense, get shredded. So I still have faith. Week 1, it's a really good offense. It's really good weapons we're going to see, but we got to tighten it up. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, we got to tighten it up. It's funny because the comeback and the way that it worked was just a situation where, like, listen, a lot of stuff had to go right for the Bills that day. I mean, Josh Allen, that tip pass, I mean, he was throwing that looks like he's throwing to Knox, or he couldn't even be throwing to Shakir, depending on what angle you're looking at. It's tipped by Knox, and then Keon Coleman is right there for the touchdown. That was crazy. And then we've got a situation where, like, after that score, and then, like, I texted you, and I was like, well, what's the point? They're getting ready to run down our throats again. Ed Oliver with his no, first of all, shout out to Coach Marcus Oliver. We know him, a friend of the show, had him on in the offseason. His brother played the best game of his life as a Buffalo Bill. I was really upset to hear today that he's in a walking boot for an ankle injury, so I'm hoping that's not going to linger. But Ed Oliver, that's the Ed Oliver that we want to see. That's the Ed Oliver that, I mean, DT, he was a menace. 6 tackles, a bunch of tackles for loss, forced fumble. He was all over the big, a bunch of quarterback pressures. That was his best game of the Buffalo Bill. Yeah. To make that play when he did to force that fumble, that's when I started to sit up in my recliner. I was like, this could get interesting here in a minute. Once he made that fumble, and I mean, Derrick Henry never fumbles. It's just so improbable. That's why I named the episode the way that I did. It was such an unreal comeback. Derrick Henry doesn't fumble. He doesn't have ball security issues. And for Ed Oliver to rip at that ball, get him in the backfield, I mean, it was glorious, man. That was the best I've ever seen 91 play.
The only player on the Bills D to make a play the other night was 91, and it was awesome. He was all over the place. Had that big sack in the first half that really stopped the bleeding. It would have maybe not even been anywhere near where it was without that sack to force the field goal there. So I think he played great. He earned his money. He needs to play. If the defense is going to be like this, we need superstars to play like that. And couldn't have came at a better time. The turnover thing, you can't count on them, but we had to count on that one or we weren't going to win the game. And we did get the ball back. What is that? 32-40
Mm-hmm.
On the 30, yeah. And then they get up on the 1, and Josh dives in to try.
Over the top.
Let's work on some 2-point conversions this week, Rob. My God.
0 for 3, that fade to Coleman. Nobody seems like in the Mafia likes that. That's a weird play because of the fact that you got it on the 1 yard line after the penalty, and then you go ahead and throw a fade to Keon. So whatever. Like I said, we'll have some stuff to clean up. But, it's funny because as the game starts to come down, Josh Allen, I think that your words just ring true, DT, that he is appointment television. He is much watched TV. He was so damn clutch. The throws that he made, the throw to Palmer was just, I just was like, and then I watched Dan Orlovsky break down, and he was talking about how you can't fire it in because then, you know what I mean, Jair Alexander will pick it off. It can't go too high because then the safety's behind him, and he just drops in that honey hole. And it was just
just a flip.
Such perfect trajectory. It was so perfect to watch him play. I mean, the pass to Spencer Hawes, who had that on their bingo card. I was like, when I saw that, I just looked at Nate, and I was like, that's the blocking tight end. That's the rookie blocking tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And he was no hesitation, went right to him.
Put it through his chest. Yeah.
Yes, he had to
knock the dude to the ground. Knock the dude to the ground. Yeah.
I love it, man. It was it's just so many things that had to go right. I mean, and then you even take it back to the first half with Sean McDermott doing some good clock management to not sit on his hands and go after that field goal and go after some more points on the board before half, and they get out of bounds with 1 second left. I mean, there were so many things that were done right. The way that I still can't believe that Baltimore kicked it back to us, but for that punt at the end of the game on that 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, whatever it was, DT, there were a lot of little different things that had to go right for it to turn out the way that it did, and everything fell our way. Every single thing fell our way. Everything worked out the way that it is, but execution was a big part of that. We executed when we needed to. 17 leading away.
Yep, and got the stops, and credit to McDermott on the tail end of the game too for having those 3 timeouts to to force that punt, that questionable punt by Baltimore, and that was clock management, and I don't know, maybe it was coaching, maybe it was because he tripped, but you think Keon was scoring on that? You think he was running in?
I think the adrenaline, he probably didn't have the wherewithal. Now I want to give him credit, but I don't know if he would,
because he just scored. He had just scored. He's having a hell of a game. He's got over 100 yards. I'm going in for a touchdown too. I don't know if he's thinking about the awareness there. But anyway, everything had even that might have been it, Rob, right? Even that might have been it. Him getting tripped up and falling at the 1 might have saved us the game as 2. It literally all had to happen. I hope we didn't blow all our luck week 1, Rob. I hope it was some sort of execution because we are a good football team. Josh Allen is the best player in the league. Josh Allen is him, is the dog. That 4th quarter was magical. I am getting made fun of. I am getting, people in my close circle are I'm still watching these last 5 minutes. It is magical what this dude just did in that 4th quarter. Magical. You don't see that. Even the best of the best performances in the NFL. This shit is there. That's what LeBron 08 witness posters, downtown Cleveland. Witness posters. Gatorade, Josh downtown last year. Witness this dude. Witness.
Yeah. Yeah, he's something special. We are all very, very blessed to have a quarterback like him. We are all very, very blessed to be in the era where we're watching him play, and it's going to be interesting to see. Now, as we transition, before we get to next week's matchup, it's funny, DT, because I was there was one thing that was sticking in my craw, and it was stuck there for sure leading into Monday. And then I turn on WGR and they're talking about it, and I was happy that they were because it was definitely on my mind, and I was worried because I heard Sal Capaccio, and he says, well, possibly could be trying to play a low event game and low event. He kept talking about low event and maybe Brady, that's the way that he wants it. And obviously we'll give credit to McDermott as well, because we know how his philosophy is and how much he used to butt heads with Dable. What do you say from your end and your perspective on the philosophy? Is Joe Brady trying to run a low event offense? Because it seems like you already know where I stand. I want to score 40 every week. I want to go for 40 every week. I don't like it because of the fact that, listen, if Josh Allen is able to turn it on just like that in the 4th quarter when you need him to, 250 yards in the 4th quarter alone, 2 touchdowns, first quarterback ever in history to do that. I'm wondering what took you so long in that respect. Is it because you were worried about your defense and you're trying to shorten the game, whatever the case may be? I don't like that approach. Let Josh Allen do his thing. We say let Jim cook, let Steph cook, let Josh do his thing. I understand you don't necessarily want every game to be a track meet, but DT, from my perspective, every team is not Baltimore. Every team cannot even keep up with you the way that Baltimore was able to lay it on you. Sure. So because of that, that's even more reason for me personally to say, go out from the first quarter and let Josh do his thing. And then hopefully you build a 14, 17 point lead where you can, get that balance that they claim that they want. I don't care about balance. I don't care about everybody eats. I want Josh Allen to do whatever he thinks is necessary because good things happen. And when I heard it earlier in the week about Joe Brady might be wanting to have low event football games, it just stuck with me. And I do not like it. And I was really interested to hear what you thought about it because Josh Allen is capable. So if he shows what he could do in the fourth quarter, why not let him start the game like that? I don't get it.
Yeah. But I don't think we're all the way there yet. I don't think we're on the fact of that it's going to be a low event offense. And this is the philosophy. It was really 2 drives. We had 25 points with a missed 2-point conversion. So basically 27 points at the point of, before the comeback came when we got to 40. Like, it's not like we had 6 points and then we turned it on. All of a sudden we had 27 points. We were scoring. We moved the ball great on the first drive. It was those 2 drives in a row that I talked about earlier. It was those drives, first down on that second drive after, so Bills go down, score 7. Ravens come down 3, right? 7-3. Bills get the ball back.
Does the run. That's when he does the run on second.
He does a second first down run. It's 9 yards with James Cook.
9 yards.
Then they go behind the line, and then they drop the screen pass or whatever on third down, right? Bad. Second, third down, bad. Next series, Ravens go down, score a touchdown. It's 10-7. Bills get the ball back. They did 2 screens on that series, I think.
Right.
And
just extension of the run plays.
And boom, then boom, 13, 20. We got to get to 10, so that got quick, but I don't think, overall the philosophy, it's not like late in the game I was like, come on, we're not moving the ball. Like, we had 27 points. Those first 2, those possessions after the touchdown, yes, you can be critical of. And I think you said it best. Not every team's Baltimore, so maybe this game script's going to look a lot better on a non-all-star defense when they can go out and 14, 17 points at halftime is off to the races, right? So that's on pace for 34. I think we can live with that. I'm not getting ahead of the wagon here. I'm not panicking, saying he's too conservative. Those 2 drives were, and it was the difference because that was the 14-point lead the Ravens had the rest of the game. But I'm not saying the offense is going to be chilling because it's just not like Josh Allen's too potent. Some receivers, definitely proved themselves on Sunday night. Keon Coleman, we heard it all summer, and he's coming and has a great showing. Josh Palmer, we didn't know what we'd get. Pretty damn good showing. James Cook did his thing, so even Kincaid, touchdown, paused. Like, so that everyone stepped up. It was everyone eats. And I'm not saying we're conservative yet. I think if that starts biting us, then yes, let's blow the doors off these people. But I think maybe this philosophy is made to blow the doors off the people. It's just in a more controlled environment.
Oof, okay. All right. That's interesting. I don't know if I agree all the way, but I understand. I appreciate that breakdown.
I can't get on our offense is too conservative when it was only conservative for like 5 plays,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll give you that. Now, as we begin to transition, tonight's episode is presented by Taste of Buffalo Pizzeria down here in Huntersville, North Carolina, where I am. If you miss the food and you are Charlottean or whatever you call you guys down here, listen, if you are from Buffalo, New York, living down here in Charlotte like I am, head on over to Taste of Buffalo Pizzeria. They are running a great restaurant over there. Check out Jen Pataglia and her crew. Listen, it's all of the great foods that remind you of back home in Buffalo. I promise you. The nice thick cut pizza and the dough and the sweet sauce and everything, the wings, the stingers. I mean, listen, anything that you can get back in Buffalo, you can get at Taste of Buffalo Pizzeria down here in Charlotte and Huntersville. Listen, it reminds you of back home. Now, DT, as we begin to transition, it's funny because, when you look at this matchup coming up on Sunday, it was because I I was surprised to see the score of that game with the Jets. Obviously, we were consumed
Yeah.
with football. You got football on every channel. The Bills don't play till Sunday night, so everybody gets a chance to kind of kick back and watch the games. And not that it was an offensive juggernaut, but hey, man, the Jets were moving the ball. So my thing was I wanted to know what you thought about this matchup, because I think that can the Jets try to emulate what Baltimore did? Now, they've got a good running game. It's not obviously Derrick Henry, but Breece Hall can play. They've got a new line that's a little bit better than it was last year, and they look like they can move some guys around. Do you think that the Jets will be trying to employ a similar game plan where they'll get Justin Fields out on the edges, they'll let him run when some stuff's not there? He's got his guy in Garrett Wilson, who's his stud wide receiver one. They've got a little running game. I think that this is the perfect team in respects to somebody that is going to try to kind of emulate what Baltimore did and try to run it down the Bills' throats. I don't know if it's going to work in respects to is efficient. I don't know really, again, how many teams are as efficient as the Ravens. They're just in their class by themselves. But I do expect to see a heavy dose of run game from Aaron Glenn and his new team, because they scored. They put up points, man. They should have beat the Steelers on Sunday. They shot themselves in the foot.
Yep, fumbled the kickoff and had a 9-point lead in the second half. And damn, you want to take a breath of relief because you don't have to play the Ravens again. But this right. Team looked all right. And if you really break it down, you just said it, they have a lot of similarities. I mean, granted, Breece Hall's not Derrick Henry or anything like that, but right. Justin Fields is mobile, just like 8. And, this might be a Temu or Wish App Ravens team. Their defense is, has names on it. Their defense has names on it, and offensively, they kind of move in a similar fashion. So I think, if I'm the Jets, especially young coach, why wouldn't I stick to what's working? And damn, this is what keeps me in the game with the best player in the world. I'm going to do that. And they're definitely going to try. Hopefully this week of practice, we button that up and kind of catch them in a, you thought it was going to work. Now it's not, but I wouldn't expect anything less. They're kind of, dumb if they don't, because if it does work again, then the record's really out on this squad. But it's something as a young coach, especially, I'm fully expecting just a repeat, a Temu Ravens, a Wish App Ravens showing on Sunday at 1.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that we should be buckling in for that. Now, when we talk about that, then we've got to get back to the defense, and we've got to talk about them, DT, because secondary was really bad, DT. I heard not good things from Joe Marino, I trust him on that all 22 because he sits there and watches all that film that I'm not going to watch. He said that the rookies, struggled. TJ Sanders and Dion. I understand it's their first ever NFL game. I get it, but Dion didn't see the field in the fourth quarter. I think they said played 16 and 13 snaps respectively, but they got scored on them 4 times that they were on the field. Linebackers looked not really ready for the challenge to meet that challenge. Now, I understand Derrick Henry is intimidating, stuff like that, but I heard some stuff that I didn't like hearing about how Taylor Rapp was a little bit timid. Same thing with Bishop and just taking wrong angles and different things like that. But Rapp had a bad game. DT, I guess Sean McDermott was pissed off. He talked about putting them in full pads yesterday.
He did,
which is not normal, not normal. And he did put him in full pads and said that this week has to be a tough week. Obviously, as a defensive coach, he's going to take pride in it, and he's going to take that performance on Sunday personally. For me, DT, is it a situation where we worry and we start to panic, or is it just Baltimore? And I tend to think that it could be just like I said. I mean, I said it all week long. It's a bad matchup. We do not match up well with this squad, and I'm going to really kind of chalk it up to that. What do you chalk it up to? Because these rookies are going to have to play eventually. They're going to have to get out there on the field. We have to play with a rotation. God forbid Ed Oliver misses any time with this ankle thing that came up today. I mean, these guys are going to be called upon. The Bash brothers are not back until week 7. So we've got to have a plan in place to stop the run, force teams to be one-dimensional if possible. It was a tough game, DT. But do you put it on the Ravens, or do you put it on the defense, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of 3 things. I think it's a little bit of the Ravens, a little bit of the defense not being, stout, not being ready. The holes where we think there are. And hopefully as a young team, we grow into that and we get better by playing and by the reps, and it doesn't cost us. And the third thing is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a not normal. He is, as crazy as we talk about Josh Allen doing all this crazy shit in the pocket and being a quarterback, this dude does it literally through the hole. Sitting up in the rock pile, seeing straight downfield, watching the holes, and watching this dude literally. Deion Walker's a big dude. Our linebackers, big dudes, just getting like it was somebody's dad ripping through him, in the backyard. Like it just bouncing off of him. So I think he's not human either, and he slows down as the year goes. So hopefully they run the shit out of him, and we see him in the playoffs, and he's a shell of what he was 3 nights ago. And that's what we're going to hope for.
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I think we are able to, there's a lot of bad offensive lines in this league. The Ravens offensive line's great. I think we can penetrate. I thought we penetrated the pass decently. I don't think Lamar had all day back there by any means. We weren't outstanding, but if we had to pick one thing, I think the pass rush was halfway decent. I think there was a lot of missed assignments too. 97 comes in here in Boza and falls for the read option every single time, and Lamar's going around outside of him like 3 times in a row, like looking real bad, flat-footed, and that shit just can't happen either. So I think McDermott knows that, and I think there's players that can elevate and play better, and they didn't have their best stuff Sunday, and I think him having a hard week and being pissed is going to bring that out in them. And then I think these players that might not have it yet, these rookies that didn't just have a bad game, just they're rookies and they played one of the best teams in the NFL. Maybe this week's like, oh shit, like now we literally have to ball out, like because they need us and we can't get embarrassed like that again, and we can't cost us wins. So it helps the motivation for the young guys, and it helps motivate the guys that could have played better Sunday and didn't. I think they get back on track and we start to see improvement. We're not playing the Ravens. We keep moving one-dimensional. Justin Fields can throw for 250 on a Sunday. I don't give a shit. Don't get ran on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see because of the fact that, like I said, I think that there are going to be teams that are going to try this for sure. Again, not every team can execute it the way, and obviously the way that how efficiently Baltimore did. But I think that it's going to be a situation where we're going to see more teams, trying to attack through the run game, trying to see if that defense can bow up, and then and see if Bills can force them to be one-dimensional. Now, it's funny because when I talk about the defense on the flip side, you said something earlier that I think I have to tend to agree with overall. The premise of Everybody Eats did work on Sunday. I don't think that it was anything really to write home about or anything like that until obviously the fourth quarter when Josh starts doing his thing. But, everybody was kind of nibbling. How about that? Everybody brought a plate. Everybody had a fork, and everybody was kind of nibbling.
Everybody made a play, yeah. Everybody made a play.
Everybody had a plate. So, it's funny because – you're absolutely right. I didn't know what to look and find from Josh Palmer because of, some of the questions that I had from him coming from the Chargers. He looked okay though, man. I mean, he did. And obviously that one play is obviously going to get the most attention, but he looked okay. Khalil is just a Khalil. Somebody asked me in the offseason, what do you think the ceiling is for Khalil Shakir? And I said that, it was our buddy Fernando. I said, this is kind of who he is. I think that what you saw last year is kind of who he is. I don't think he's going to blow up to some 1,200-yard Amon-Ra St. Brown type of receiver. I think that this is the guy. He gets 5 for 64, same thing. Kincaid caught a touchdown to start the game. Yeah, Kincaid caught a touchdown. Practice. Yeah. I understand. I understand. Yeah. My question is, do you think that everybody, I guess for the Everybody Eats crowd, this was a positive sign then Sunday that this offense can work again? Would you say so?
It checked all the boxes for it, for sure. I mean, 41 points. How many different touchdown scores and had a run game. Josh did his thing. Had a passing game. Guys made catches. It
not
sets
really
the stage. I mean,
James Cook didn't do much.
True. He had one long run that padded it, but excuse me. Sets up for it for sure. 41 points. With that many people touching the ball, I mean, you're going to take that every week if you had a choice, Rob, right?
Oh, yes. Right? I think it's
I agree. It wasn't like there are going to be different circumstances and different flows, and there's going to be more and less with this offense in all areas. But I think it set the tone. It set the tone. And I don't think that was in the game plan. I think it was just Josh getting, wherever I'm going to throw the ball, it's going to hit you right in the hands, and we're going to move the chains. And that's what it came down to. It wasn't like the philosophy, everyone needs to touch the football. I think it was just doing everything we had to do to get it done and win the game.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with you. I don't like Everybody Eats, but I think that it quote unquote worked. I think that was earlier to my point. What I was trying to get at was, Why? I mean, I heard that Josh Palmer even asked Khalil Shakir during the game. They said they was mic'd up, and he said, when do we kind of start to pick it up? When do we start to like let this thing loose a little bit? And Khalil told him, in the fourth quarter, or whatever, late fourth quarter. And to me, that's kind of an indictment on Joe Brady, because again, that's what I was wondering. I understand that you said that we had the points, but I'm like, I don't care about ball control. I don't care about the time of possession. I don't care about an even run pass split. It seems like Brady is really, really into that. So I just don't want that to bite us. That's all, DT. I don't want to be in a tough game where we're waiting for Josh Allen to take over or give him the opportunity, give him the keys to the car, and then all of a sudden we don't have time to catch up in that respect, or we're playing from behind. That's kind of all I mean. I'd like to just be all gas, no brakes from the opening kickoff, and then see if that works. Now, Cincinnati, they have a horrible defense, and that doesn't work for them. But we, hopefully we don't have that kind of horrible defense. So I think that there's give and take. That's all. And I think that there's a way to let Josh do a little bit more than he did. But you're absolutely right. We were efficient, at least to start. It's just the defense kept getting buried every single drive. So we'll see how it goes. Now, as we transition week 2, DT, the Jets, whatever. We talked about the offense, their defense. They've got Aaron Glenn. He comes over from Detroit and stuff like that. They kind of played a little bit of a barn burner against Pittsburgh. What are the keys to the game that you see on this week? Because, again, we talked about how we think that they will try to employ a similar game plan. I don't think that they'll be as successful. How worried are you about this game, letdown game, stuff like that? I mean, the next, 6 opponents, DT, before we get to Kansas City are all teams. They said they had averaged a combined 10 points in their losses. Average deficit was 10 points this week for our next opponents. The Bills can either go on cruise control and be coming into this Kansas City game 7-0, or they can be like a college team and get caught up in some stuff. And I don't want them to read the clippings or anything like that. They shouldn't, after the way that their defense performed last week. I just want to see them really be assertive this week and really come out and don't. The Jets, we see historically they played Josh Allen tough. They really do.
Yeah. I mean, almost tore his elbow out that one game, and he's had rough games, but he's also hung 40 on these dudes too, multiple times. So True. I said it earlier in the show. I'm relieved we're not playing the Ravens this week, and I'm sure the Bills are too. But I think there was a different tone this week. Like you said, McDermott was pissed. I think Josh Allen wasn't pleased. They got the win, but I think they're playing this week as if it was a loss. And I kind of like that. I think they know it wasn't up to standards. They know they can't win with the defense letting up 40 points week in and week out. And they know they have to raise, that wasn't the Bills team that they know they are. So I think they almost play this week as a loss, and they come in real hungry as a get-right game. I'm not worried about a trap game or them overlooking it by any means. I think they're pissed off a little about last week. They're happy to get the dub, but they know that wasn't the key to success week in and week out in this league. So I am relieved it's not the Ravens. I believe this team's going to be focused going in. They showed good signs last week, but if 48-year-old Aaron Rodgers, however the hell old he is, Ken, no offense to 40-year-olds, Rob, he could, he can whip it around for 250 and literally everybody eats on a weird looking Steelers offense. I've got no qualms. Josh Allen's gonna let it fly too. So confident, glad it's not the Ravens, but I think this team's taking it seriously, and this Bills team is not happy about last week, and they want to show the world what they're really about by going and beating the Jets by 40.
Oh, that would be nice. I mean, you look at that schedule, and obviously the team goes one game at a time. We do not have to because we are not players. But you've got, again, the Jets, again, home against Miami on Thursday night, home against the Saints. Home against the Patriots on Sunday Night Football, 3 straight home games. Then at the Falcons, at Carolina after the bye week, before you play Kansas City. I mean, that sets up DT where, 7-0, 6-1. At the worst should be something that we should all be feeling is obtainable. And again, now you've got that half game lead on Baltimore. You may need it depending on what goes on down the stretch. I'm not worried about Kansas City. We'll get a chance to watch them again this week when they play the champs. It'll be interesting, DT. We are, believe it or not, Bills Mafia, we are right in the driver's seat for that number 1 seed. We really are.
Yeah. And you look at the number 1 seed being important. to get in the playoffs, you got to win your division as well. And you got the Jets and Dolphins within 4 days of each other, where they both had week 1 losses. You can literally almost have a 2 to 3 game lead in the division by week 4, and seal that division up early again, so you're guaranteed the playoffs. Then you can go all in for that 1 seed and get it in. And we need the playoffs, so you and I can go to our last game in the Ralph. So that's got to happen as we cheer for these next 2 weeks. But yeah, it's all right there. You got to stack them in this league, Rob. And we've needed to stack them every year, every situation. Even in the years we did only have 3 losses, we were for the 1 seed. The year we were 6-6 in the middle of the year, we had to win. We had to win a bunch in a row to get the 2 seed anyway. So it's all about stacking wins. The schedule is favorable. You're not a favorite. You're not a good team. You have the team. You have Josh Allen. You have the prime. This is a Lombardi year. If last year wasn't, this year has to be. And that's what they do. They got to stack wins. These are winnable games in the front of the schedule. The 1 seed, we haven't got it yet. Maybe that's what we need. Who knows? But these games got to be wins.
Yeah, they really do, because it's going to be really important for that 1 seed. We talked about it, had an entire episode, so we don't have to go back over that. But just the rest that it provides. Football's a game of attrition. So by the time we've got an early bye week, by the time week 18 rolls around, I think that we're going to need some rest. So what better way to let teams go out there in the playoffs when the intensity ratchets it up again and let them beat up on each other while we're sitting back at home watching everything on that wild card weekend. I think it's very, very important. And that's the number one thing that I took away from this game, DT, was I don't care how they give it to us. Let's just get that win. We don't have to give it back. We don't have to apologize for it. Baltimore gave it to us. I don't care whatever you want to say, however you want to dress it up. We got the win. We're 1-0 and we're ahead of them. And that's really all that matters. Now, as we begin to wrap up, shout out to our creative director, Olivia Nagel. She hooked us up this week. Check out, I got to put it on the scroll on the bottom of your screen. We are on TikTok now. I mean, we are TikToking or whatever I don't even know what they call it, but we are on TikTok as well. So shout out to Olivia, because she really does hook us up. She hooked us up with our promo. I don't know what happened, Nickel City Crew. I promise you, I was not lying. I was not trying to bait you guys into coming to watching. We did have it set up for our guest tonight, 2-time Super Bowl champion. He was a part of all 4 of those Super Bowl runs for the Bills in 90 to 93. Mike Lodish. I don't know what happened. Not going to trash him. The invitation is right there for him. Again, if he ever wants to come on, I talked to him yesterday, thought we had it lined up, and that's why we promoted it. So that's why Olivia promoted it. And I haven't heard from him today. So hope he's okay, obviously. And again, the invitation is always out there if he ever wants to get back on. But I was really excited to have a former Bill on. Hopefully in the future, DT, we can. Now, the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report is presented by Queen City Vintage. Please check out our buddy Nick over there. Listen, Queen City Vintage is on Elmwood, right across from 40 Thieves. They've got a great storefront. They've got all of your nostalgic Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, hats, shirts, jackets. They've got everything that you need to get right for game day. Check them out. Again, Queen City Vintage. Please check them out. Now, listen, DT, I was sad. I was happy that you were there enjoying it, but I was sad. Please give us the tailgate report, because down here, I'll go first. Mine was low key. I mean, it was still the opener. I was still juiced up, ready to go. We did the pulled pork, had the pork shoulder ready to go. That thing was like butter by the time it was all said and done. The bone just pulled right out like butter, and it was really cool, man. Had the Bobby and Nate with me here watching the game. Again, Nate was my ride or die. He's down here with me. Bobby's upstairs playing some video games when the game started to get a little bit out of hand. And I was almost motionless for a lot of it, because I was just like, I didn't want to be right. I just saw it coming. And I mean, every time Derrick Henry and then Zay Flowers wants to go off. So I was just sitting there, not saying a word. And then, like I said, by the time that fumble comes with Ed Oliver, then I'm now, and then me and Nate are yelling and screaming, and Bobby's coming downstairs to see what's going on. But that's the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report from down here in Charlotte, man. We were chilling, slow motion, cooked the pork shoulder, let it lax and low and slow all day long until everything got nice and soft. And it was beautiful. It was really good. And the boys enjoyed it. But I was just kind of just chilling, man. And then I was jealous. I was jealous. Give us your tailgate report, man. What was it like?
Well,
what time did
Rob,
you?
I missed you. The only thing that would have been better is if you were there by our side, dude, for real. But we did it. We did it, man. It was a great day. I had a long Saturday, had a work golf tournament I put on, and it was about 2 hours away, and so I was up 4 a.m. Saturday morning and all day Saturday. So got to bed nice on Saturday night. Woke up, the sun kissing my cheek. About 7:30, the sun kissing my cheek, and said it's game day, baby. Beautiful
Game day.
morning. Was a nice, mid 50s. Got up, got around. I wasn't going to work Monday, so I went to the office
very nice.
and got on,
Very
yep,
nice.
and got all my stuff situated, answered emails, set my out of office, set up some meetings that I wasn't, that I did my due diligence as a good corporate employee,
There you
and
go.
and then headed out to O's house in Orchard Park. Beautiful home, couple miles up from the stadium.
Nice.
I think, she walked in and I was juiced up. I'm pacing around her house. She's like, okay, it's a long day. I said, I know. It's opening day though. It's opening day. We got to be ready to go for this. So, loaded up the truck, got to the gate probably 1:30. 1:30. 1:30 roll in, and the crew had just gotten set up. You got the whole squad, Ben and Anna Kay. You got Kenny and Christina. You got the Syracuse boys, Brandon and Steph. You got the kids. You got John. You got Dump Truck Junior. You got the captain. You got Cowboy Mike in the mix, and Ben and Anna Kay's friend, and obviously Olivia. Shout out to my friends that came, met us there. Evan, Tyler, and Zach. They came. They texted me earlier the week. They said, "You go to the tailgate." I said, "You know it." They said, "Well, we're not going with anybody but you." I said, "Follow us in." So I had a good time. Ben on the ones and twos. We had a little content we sent around and sent you. The Rick Ross songs. They get me going, Rob, especially with how beautiful that was and the day was. Got the flip cup going, got the beer ball going. Kenny had pulled pork, just like yourself. And shout out to Kenny for they were on vacation last week in the Finger Lakes, and literally
got back,
just went vacation tailgate. Straight up, so and still put out the spread. Classic. Still had the cookers, still had the beef going, still had the pork on there. Mac and cheese. Great sides. Kayla, shout out Kayla too, and it was your typical. It was it was technique, fundamental as a tailgate as it gets. Everyone was feeling good. I was in that perfect spot when the fireworks were going off, and we were ready to go. Weird night in the stadium, I will say it.
How so?
Just tough, because you're anticipating it's going to be shaking the doors off. It's going to be wild in there, and it should have been. And it just never got to that, because every time you would want to get up on a third down, Derrick Henry's already in the end zone or up 50 yards off the sideline. So they were taking the air out of our sails literally the entire night. You couldn't get the momentum. You couldn't get the air going. And so it was weird. It was kind of sucks. Man, we waited all year. This is a huge game. We're going to come here, be crazy. And we can't even, it's just we're getting scored on again. And so, but at obviously the very end, it got up and got going, and, we finished strong. But overall, beautiful day. Couldn't ask for a better weather day. Really. Yeah, football weather to a T.
Or something that night or something like that. 50s.
Yep. 50s, warm. You had the juice from the tailgates. You were feeling good. The sun was perfect on top of the tailgate through the afternoon.
Beautiful.
Great day. So can't wait for the playoffs for you to join us, Rob, and we'll get back to it. But great successful first tailgate report. I can't think of literally it was technique. It was by the book. Nothing out of the ordinary was what we do professionally tailgate.
Oh, I love it, man. That brings a smile to my soul, man, to my Bill's soul. Like I said, I say that tongue in cheek, being jealous. I was happy for you guys, and I got those videos and stuff. And again, shout out to Olivia, because she hooked us up on TikTok. So check out our TikTok page. That's Nickel City Crew, and I think that's a 0 at the end. So we'll start promoting that as well more. But she put some videos up there from this weekend as well. So that's really cool. Now, our contest winner. Again, shout out to Nick and Queen City Vintage. We do appreciate their support as well as sponsors for this show. The actual week 1, I had it over here earlier. And the winner for the week 1 Josh Allen shirt, Danny with 2 I's, R-A-E-E. So 91. So Danny Ray 91. You are the winner. I will get in contact with you, Danny, and ask for your address. So that way we can get you your winning. So congratulations. Listen, thank you for everybody who follows Olivia's rules and does all the reposting and retweeting or whatever you guys got to do. We really appreciate it. We do it for, again, shout out to Nick and Queen City Vintage. We do it for the engagement. We do it for getting more followers. We follow back, all that other stuff. So we really appreciate everybody joining the crew, being a part of the crew. So enjoy your t-shirt, Danny. For sure, it's a pretty cool one. And we will come out by, I would say by Sunday morning, we'll have another one for you for week two's giveaway. All right. Now, you guys notice, we really appreciate you guys as we wrap up tonight. We had to switch over. DT is more popular than the president himself. He's got more appointments than the chief of staff. He's got to go this way, this way, this way, this way.
Yeah.
So Fridays just weren't going to work for like the next 2 months. So you know what I said? You know what? We're going to go back to our home. Our home is on Thursday nights. That's where we started Nickel City Crew. So we're going to go back to that. And I don't have any problem with that. So we really appreciate you guys following us over here on Thursday night. So we're back. Instead of TGIF Fridays, we're bringing it to you 7 o'clock on Thursdays. Please continue to follow us. Please continue to support the show. We do appreciate it. Shout out to all the listeners, man. I've seen a couple of you guys that really do interact with us. My boy Zach from high school. I mean, just listen. You guys are great. Don't want to just call out one guy, but you know, Noah. There's people that are always checking in on us, and we really do appreciate the lifers that are always checking in and making sure that we're good over here at Nickel City Crew. DT. What do you have on the slate this week? And now, I mean, you had a lot going on, so I would assume that this is more of a ramp up, and you're gonna, you might get a chance to decompress. What do you got planned for Sunday?
Well, not really, Rob. We got a busy one on tap. Tomorrow night we're heading down south near the old homestead, Panama, New York, right across the border, a town in Russell, PA. Well, kind of, yeah, right. Russell, PA. It's right across the New York border, Eisenhower High School. And they'll be host to a 7 p.m. Friday Night Light showdown, the Eisenhower Knights versus the Northwestern Wildcats. Northwestern Wildcats are head coached by our own tailgate extraordinaire.
He's the head coach now?
Head ball coach.
He's the head coach. Last year he was the OC.
Head ball coach. And this is and he changed over. He left his one school and now he's over to his alma mater. That's where he played quarterback in high school. That's where his wife teaches. He's head ball coach there now. So really excited to get that program up and running. And they got a game to go. I mean, Eisenhower 2-1. Northwestern comes in at 1-2. So he wants to get back in the win column. I said we'll go down and support him. I'm picking up Mama DT. Mama Rupsick, she's coming along, along with obviously a show listener Kai, and we're going down, watch a little Friday Night Lights, watch Ben and his squad tear it up. Then as we get through the weekend, the Bills game coming up. It's my annual Enterprise driver viewing party extravaganza. Shout out. Yep. Our boy Noah, a longtime listener, great friend of the show. His father works for me as his retirement gig. He drives cars at Enterprise. So
I remember that.
They have a beautiful house right up on Lake Ontario in Youngstown, New York. They have a big, we put up multiple TVs. Noah smokes some meat. All the drivers bring their significant others, some drinks up, and we enjoy the day on the lake and watch the Bills hopefully hang 50 on the Jets. So that's the weekend, Rob. Looking for 2 good wins. Good luck to the Northwestern Wildcats and Coach Ben tomorrow night. And let's get to 2-0 on Sunday, baby.
Congratulations, Big Ben. Shout out to Big Ben for now, man. That's sweet, man. That's really cool to come back and give back to your community like that, alma mater. Well, good luck to him for sure, man. I'm excited, and I can't wait to hear that report on what happens. I will definitely text him Saturday night. For me, man, we've got, we're right in the thick of it. I mean, we are in the thick of it. So because of that, QB1. I mean, listen, so what happened last week is that he got hit. And now he did. Now it was on defense, so I'll give him that. It was on defense. It was just an incidental head-to-head with the kid, so he was out for the second half of last week's game. And DT, it's crazy because some of my other kids were sick. So Ivy was sick. So Rebecca went to the game, and she's sending me updates, every drive, and she's sending me updates on what's going on because it was an away game, like an hour away. So I was like, I'm not taking the princess out there. She's a baby. I'm not going to take her out there. I'll stay at home with the kids. Quincy was a little bit under the weather. We'll stay home. You send me updates. So when I found out that he was hurt, my heart starts pumping, and obviously not, it wasn't serious, but I was like, okay, does he have a concussion? No, they checked him for concussion. Okay, is he okay? What's going on? Is he getting back out there? No, they said that he should probably sit out. So Nate's been sitting out for the last couple days of practice. This is his first day back at practice tonight, getting ready to go pick him up right now with Quincy. And we get back on the saddle, man. I mean, he's QB1. You got to face adversity. So he's back in the saddle. We've got a home game this weekend on Saturday at noon. And I feel like it's college football, high school football all over again. Noon, you're not waiting all day. You get a chance to wake up, get in the football mode. So I'm really, really excited to see how he does in his comeback game this week. It is week 3 for the Lake Norman Giants. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'll be cheering it on for sure and really excited about that game. Now, other than that, DT, I'll have all of my babies, all of the kings, all of the princesses on Sunday, and we're gonna just celebrate, man. It's a 1:00 game. It's weird with the late games. You got kids, they got school, stuff like that. So that's why Quincy wasn't with me last Sunday, because he had to get to bed and stuff like that with his mother. So I was like, listen, man, 1:00 game, bring all the babies over. So we'll watch, and we'll just hopefully get this dub, man. I would love to go to 2-0. No trip ups, no slip ups. Let's get this thing done, DT. So that is the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report, again presented by Queen City Vintage. DT, I'm excited, man. That game. It's like found money, man. Like you go on the couch, you find a $50 bill, $20 bill. You're like, damn, I didn't even like. Okay, that's cool. That was found money. That game I did not expect to win. Most of the Mafia didn't, and to come out with that win, DT, it was unreal. It was awesome. It really was awesome.
Yeah, we'll take it 100 out of 100 times. Learn from it. Learn what Josh Allen, witness 08 LeBron, downtown Cleveland, witness. And yeah, let's bust the Jets like we're supposed to do. Let's bust the Jets like we're supposed to do. Own this division, baby these boys up. Screw Justin Fields. Let's ride.
Let's ride. I'm down with it, man. Listen, out there, spread love, not hate. And that is in particular with this week. I don't care. I'm not politics. You already know that, DT, and this will never be a political show, but just out there, a lot of hate. It's on my feeds and Twitter and Facebook. Listen, man, spread love out there, not hate. It goes way longer. It takes way less energy than hating each other. Listen, just spread love out there. Love your neighbors. Love people. We are all different. It's okay that we're different. DT and I couldn't be more polar opposites, but then at the same time, we're a lot in a lot of ways. So, I mean, because of that, just love your people, man. Love your people and love your neighbors, man. It just spread love out there, man. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on out there in the world. Spread love, not hate. These were my Bills thoughts said out loud. Hit them with a Go Bills, DT.
Go Bills. 2-0.
2-0. I'm ready for it. I love it.